Anything is possible. It started with a dream. Our passion made a difference and built a family. We've grown strong together.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Donna and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. I wanted to bring you a video today showing you the process that I go through when I'm making multiple cards. So I'm in a swap at the moment that I'm doing a swap with other demonstrators within Australia. It's a brand new catalog, so it's a fantastic way for getting some inspiration using our brand new products. So I decided that I was going to use the Birds and Branches and the Comfort and Hope stamp set, and I'm going to use some dies out of the Birds and more dies. So this is the card that I'm going to be making today. So I'm going to make 10 cards. Now, I would love to say that I'm going to make 10 cards in 20 minutes, but I doubt that that's going to happen. So it'll be 10 cards in whatever time it takes me to make the 10 cards. So let's get started. So I'll pop those things aside. So I've done a few things ahead of time. So when I'm actually doing multiple cards, this is what I do. I do lots of things ahead of time so that I can get organized. So I've got Birds and the Branches all cut, ready to go for my cards. So I've got 10 birds and 10 branches there. So I've done the branches in our gorgeous gold. I've also got grey granite card base. Now my card bases are cut at 5 3/4 inches by 8 inches this way, and when we fold them in half, we're going to end up with 4 inches by 5 3/4 inch card front. So I'm just going to start folding those in half. Now, when I fold them in half, I like to use my bone folder in this process to make sure that I get a really nice crease with my cards. So I'm just going to go through and do these 10 card bases. So the best thing to do is, the hardest part with doing multiple cards is doing the design in the first place. Once you've got the design, then all you need to do is cut all the elements ready to go, and then it's just a case of stamping and assembling them together. And there's something a little bit relaxing about stamping and assembling the cards in like a production line. So, and I had to make these cards for this card swap, so I thought I may as well jump on and do a video for you guys at the same time so that you can see the process that I do. So I get to record a video for you, you get to get some inspiration, and you also get to see some of these gorgeous brand new products being used. And as I said, these products are going live on the 3rd of June. So if you're watching this after the 3rd of June, they will be available in my online store. And you can go to my online store at donnagray.stampinup.net, or you can just give me a phone call on 0421 72 5015, and I would be happy to place your order over the phone if you don't want to jump on and do the ordering over the internet process. So whatever works is good for you and good for me. All right, so I've got my card bases all sorted there, ready to go. So I'll pop those aside and I'll start on the Whisper White layer that I have on the front. So I'll bring my card in here so you can see. I'll pop that over to the left. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a series of some of these stamps out of the Comfort and Hope stamp set, and I'm going to create a background. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of Whisper White there to make sure that I don't get anything on my desk. I'm going to bring in my Whisper White layer, and I'm also going to bring in my grey granite ink pad. So I'm going to use this, I'm actually not even sure what type of pattern you would call it, maybe a herringbone pattern, something like that, and my grey granite ink. And I'm going to stamp one full strength just here, and then another one half strength in through there. Okay, and then I have this pattern here that is a little bit like I don't know, the texture of a now did I stamp off with that? I did. I stamped off. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of texture up through there, and I'm going to stamp off here again, and another little bit of texture down through here. And that's it. So I'm going to do that with all 10 card bases. Sorry, card layers. So I'm going to bring in another one. And that one, full strength, half strength. This one stamped off and up there, and off and down here. And I might just pop a little bit just in there. Okay, so I'm just going to go through now and do all 10 of these. So this is what I do. I tend to do an element in the card, and I do that on all 10 pieces, and then I'll come back through and do another part. Okay, so we have that. And the next one. So there and there. And this one stamped off and up there, stamped off and there, and off and over in there. Okay, next one. So as I said, there is something that is, I don't know, quite relaxing doing these multiples. There. And you don't have to be too precise. Like, everyone's probably going to be different. Like, no two cards are going to be the same, but the beauty of this is it's going to all different people. So they're not going to have one to compare it to the other. So, and crafting is unique. So as I said, each one can be different. It doesn't matter. So I've got a few more to go. I do this quite often. So type in the comments if you like making multiple cards, or whether you're more of a one-of-a-kind type of crafter. Type in the comments and let me know, because I would love to know whether you like making multiple cards like this. Over the period of time that I've been crafting for many, many years, I do like to make one-of-a-kind type of cards, but I also do like this multiple process when you've got quite a few cards that you need to make. And the way I'm doing this is I'm keeping my pattern over towards the right, and it's sort of flowing through over towards the left. So that was what I wanted to do on purpose, because I wanted the feature to be flowing out from the left to the right. I think I just said right then. I'm keeping the elements towards the left and flowing towards the right. All right, so that's the last one that I have to do. So you can see how quick and easy that was to do those 10 background stamping. So now I'm going to take out of the Comfort and Hope stamp set. There's this, it looks a little bit like a ball of twine. So like you've actually popped a bit of twine round and round in circles. So I thought what I wanted to do was bring in some of the pretty peacock that I've got as my layer. And I'm just going to, on all 10, I'm just going to stamp it about there in the middle. So I'll do that with the whole 10 of them. And as I said, it looks a little bit like you've just got a lot of twine and just raveled it all up together and made a little circle in the twine. So I tend to do this with a nice dark, stronger color, so that you get that contrast happening between the colors that you're using. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the sentiment that says comfort and hope, and we're now going to line that up on the bottom of every layer, and we're going to stamp comfort and hope. So I'll do that with all 10. A few more to go. I don't know whether you've got a timer on me. I don't know how I'm going for time, but I'm going pretty well. And that's the last one. Okay. So I've also got these gorgeous little grey granite bubbles here, these ones here. So I'm actually going to bring them back in, and I'm going to do all 10 with the grey granite. Pop my pretty peacock away now. I don't need it anymore. Okay. So with that, I just randomly inked up and stamped around. No pattern whatsoever. Just inked it up and randomly stamped. So I'll do that on all 10. So you can see that these are starting to come together quite quickly. This is most of our stamping done. Now, the reason why I did this was because it looked a little bit plain without these little bubbles. And when I see, sometimes I like the simplicity of showing a fair bit of white. And then other times I'm like, no, that needs a little bit more. So you will know in your design process, you will look at it and you will think, no, that needs more. Or you'll look at it and go, that looks totally okay. That's fine. So you can see here I'm doing 3 lots of stamping with these bubbles to get that gorgeous look happening there. All right, so now it's just a case of doing some of these gorgeous gold. Now this will take me a little while. I'm actually going to do the liquid Tombow first and layer my layers up first, and then I'll stick the gold on. So I'm just going to grab some Tombow that actually works, would be good. And I'm going to layer those up on my pretty peacock layers. So I like to use liquid Tombow because it's easier to be able to wiggle them around, and you'll see I have a tiny minute border on all of them. Okay, so I'm able to use my fingers and move that into place where I need it to be so that I can get my border looking really, really nice. What's your favorite glue? Do you like to use liquid glue, or are you a double-sided tape person? We have some new wonderful glue that will be coming in our brand new catalog. And as I said, if you're watching this after June the 3rd, you would have already seen it. So we have glue. We used to have Fast Fuse that was a very strong hold glue, but there was always quite a lot of issues with the Fast Fuse. A lot of issues with it tearing the cardstock when you were trying to, it was a glue runner, trying to pop it onto the back of your cardstock, a lot of trouble trying to get the glue to disconnect after you've done the run of glue. So we have a new glue that is available, and we have 2 types. So one's replacing our snail that we used to have, and the other one is in place of the fast fuse that we used to have. So if you're looking for a new type of glue, we still have our liquid glue, which is fantastic, and it is my go-to glue for most of my crafting because I like to have that time to be able to wiggle it around. But there's times that you need those stronghold double-sided glues like the tear and tape or the fast fuse. So that is where our new glues will come in handy, and you will find the glue in the adhesive sections towards the back of our brand new catalogue. Now, if you do not have a brand new catalogue and you're wanting one, please feel free to email me at bejeweled01@gmail.com. Now, I don't know why, but I feel like I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't have 10 layers. Why not? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Anyway, I'm going to end up with 10 cards anyway, so it's all good. All right, so I have that done there. And then the next thing I'm going to do now is pop some glue just on my gold pieces. So I'm actually going to bring in a silicone mat so that I don't get anything on my desk. And I'm just going to pop just little dobs of glue on some of the leaves, and that's all you need. Just a little tap on some of the leaves, and then that will be good to pop onto the front of my card. So I'm just going to straddle that down there like that. Totally okay that it's actually going to go off the edge of my card because I will trim that little piece off later. So once again, just some little dobs of glue on the larger part of those leaves, and that will be enough to adhere that to the front of our card. So like so, press it down. My next one. You don't need, less is best with our Tombow. So if you've had a running battle with our Tombow, you're probably using too much of the Tombow. So less is best. It's always good to put a little bit less than you think, and you can always add more later. But if you get too much, you end up getting sticky and messy. So once again, just a few dobs just on the back of those leaves. And we'll pop that one across. So this is probably the bit that's going to take the longest. This and the dimensionals on the back of that front layer. But other than that, I haven't done too bad. So that one, like that. Just press it down with your hand. Doesn't take long for it to take hold. There. A few more to go. Just a little bit of glue on the back. Once again, straddle it across where we need it to be. Press it down till it takes hold. Oh. Now, normally I would do the sponge technique, but because I was doing 10 cards, I would have ran out of space on my silicone mat to do the sponge technique. So when I have multiple things, the sponge technique and your silicone mat is always the go-to for doing intricate die cuts and getting some glue on them. Or you can use your fine tip glue pen as well. But in this process that I have here, it is easier just to do the daubing of the glue. And then we will move on to the next bit. So you can see they're coming together quite well. I'm not sure how long, I didn't actually check the time when I started recording, how long I've been recording for. But you can see that they're coming together quite easily. Get that one to glue down, there we go. And so it just takes a couple of seconds for that glue to finally take hold. When it's a little bit wet, it's still got that wiggle time. So when you're doing intricate die cuts like this, just be patient and hold it, give it enough time to take hold onto the front of your card, and then move on to the next one. So here, once again, just hold that down. See, you can see where I took my time there and let it take hold. All right, so we now have all branches on. So the next job that we're going to do is we're going to use some of our mini dimensionals on the back of our birds, and we're going to pop our little bird up on some dimensionals. Now, you will see with our birds that we have just where its little eye is, I can pop a mini dimensional because it's okay. I'm going to put a rhinestone there later, and I'm also going to pop one just down here on the base of the body. So I'm going to do that with all of my birds. Now I must remember to just do 9 because I think I've cut 10. There. A few more. So it's really only just these little fiddly pieces that take the time when it comes to multiple things. But as I said, it's still quite relaxing. It's still being able to do that process of one step at a time and doing it 10 times. It just seems to be, I don't know, I love it. I just feel like it's quite soothing and relaxing doing the multiples. So if this is the first time that you've watched me on my YouTube channel, please feel free to type into the comments and let me know where you're watching from. I love knowing where you're watching from. So please feel free to type into the comments where you're watching from and if it's your first time that you've watched. Because I love knowing that I have reached more new people, or that I've inspired you to get into a craft room and start crafting. And let me know if you're brand new to crafting, because I always love knowing that there is new people that are actually wanting to start to learn how to craft. So now I'm just going to take the backings off those, and I'm going to pop my cute little bird. He's just going to stand there on that branch. So isn't that cute? He's super cute, this little bird. So in the die set, we actually have some of these birds that are just cut out birds. You can always also stamp the birds, and there's 2-stage stamping. So you can stamp in one color and then add more color to the birds with the 2nd stage stamping. And you can cut those out with dies as well. So you get to choose which way you want to cut your birds out. So for this, because I was doing multiple, I decided that I didn't want to have to stamp and then line up all the birds. I decided that it would be easier just to do the cut out ones. And they're great because they've got some embossing on them, and he looks super cute sitting on that branch. There's also a gorgeous die in this set that is around like a cutout feature for the front of your card, which I'm going to have fun playing with that as well. So you can have like a cutout feature on the front of your card, and it's got some beautiful, intricate die cuts. So I'll just show you that one. That one just there. It's beautiful. It's a bit like, what do they call it? An aperture on a card? Is that the word? I'm not sure. Words seem to disappear from my vocabulary when I'm trying to record videos and chat at the same time. Okay, so we've got one bird left. I did do one too many. I thought I did. I will make an 11th card because I would like to keep one for myself. All right, so there we have that. That's all good to go. So the next thing what I wanted to do, and I'm hoping that I've got enough of this, I want to do some of our linen thread. I'm going to tie some of the linen thread around, as you'll see in this one here, just to give it a little bit more interest. So I'm just going to, with some double-sided tape, I'm just going to start my linen thread here, on the back with some double-sided tape. And then I'm just going to wrap it around once and around twice like that, and then tear and tape on the back there again. And then we'll trim it off. So we'll do that to all 9 of them. So here, a bit of tear and tape on the back. And my linen thread fell on the ground, so just let me pick it up. Okay, so we're going to wrap that around again, like so. And a bit of tear and tape on the back to hold that. Trim it off. Okay, this one. These finishing touches though, putting the linen ribbon on, that's what makes your card. Just those extra added little features on a card, it just makes the card so much more special. So when it comes to designing what you're going to do, I know that you think, well, that's a lot of work. But when you see the finished card, it is worth that to get that wow feature on your card. So that, wrap it around and tear and tape on the back. Okay, last few, I've got what, I'm halfway there with doing this. That, wrap it around. There. Nearly lost it again, but I caught it in my lap. This linen thread wants to escape off my desk, just to make my job a little bit more difficult. So how am I going for time, everyone? Type in the comments and let me know how long I've been going for. As I said, I didn't check the time before I started, so I have no idea. But as I said, I doubt whether I will do it in 20 minutes. I would like to be like Brandy Cox, that she can do 10 cards in 20 minutes. But I'm afraid to say I struggle with trying to get things done in that time frame. And I just realized I'm off the desk. So you're probably not seeing half of what I'm doing. I may even speed this bit up. I may even take a bit of time out of the video to make it look like I've done 10 cards in 20 minutes. Okay, that. Okay, last one. Put that over there. Wrap it around. And there. Okay. So that's my 10 with twine on them. So now I'm actually going to tie 10 little bows, and I'm actually going to probably edit this part out, or even press pause on my recording, because you don't want to see me sit there and do 10 bows. So I might do that. Okay, so I have my 10 bows here that I did while I paused the camera. So now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pop them into my glue dots. So I'm going to take my roll of glue dots and I'm going to pop them into the glue dots straight onto the roll, so that when it comes to popping them on the front of my card, I just need to grab my roll of glue dots and they're all ready to go. All right, so this is the easiest way when you're popping, popping glue dots on. I'm going to pop that one on because it decided to go astray. Okay, so I'm going to pop one on there. That one will be done. All right, so we'll keep going with our others. So you're just popping it there into your glue dots, and hopefully I've got 10 bows all good to go. All right, so then what I'll do is I'll bring in all of my card fronts and I will pop those cute little bows on, and I'll use my take your pick tool. This is the easiest way. Take your pick tool, apply it on the front. Bingo. Grab another one, take your pick tool and apply it on the front. Grab another one and apply it on the front. So you can see here, this is so easy to be able to pop your bows on. I've never been one that I don't struggle with trying to tie it around and have it wrapped right around and then tie it while I'm trying to hold it tight. I like to be able to wrap it around. So it's probably a little bit like a, what do they call it? A faux bow, is that what they call it? That it's not 100% tied exactly there like that. All right, so there we have 10 bows on, as quick as that. So that was pretty cute. All right, and while I was actually tying the bows, I decided that I would do my dimensionals on the back as well. I'm just going to, on each of them, trim off that little branch that's sticking out just there. So I'm just going to do that on each one so that we don't have that little gold branch sticking out over there. That one's got two, which we might do both. I'm okay about the other part of it popping over, but that little part of the branch looked a bit strange. So I'm just going to trim those all off. Okay. Oh, and I missed one of these. So this will show you how I pop my dimensionals on. All right, so I'm going to grab my sheet of dimensionals, which is there. That's where I'll put them. I'm just going to pop one in each corner. And then I'm going to straddle two in the middle. So just like that. All right, because we want these cards to stay together nicely. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our folded card bases that we have here, and we're now going to stick these onto that folded card base. So with my take your pick tool, I'm just going to grab the backings off with my take your pick tool, and then we're going to turn that over, bring in our base and layer that one up. So like that. Bring in the next one, take your pick tool. Now the reason why I do it with the take your pick tool is you can collect them all on your take your pick tool and pop them in the garbage all in one go, which stops I mean, I'm not saying that I don't have little dimensionals all over my house everywhere. I do. I think we all do, but it keeps them a little bit more in control than being everywhere. So it's just a case of poking the pokey tool in and twisting as you pull the pokey tool out. You just have a little bit of a twist of your wrist. That one there. And I can tell you, I take the backings off dimensionals way quicker this way than I ever did when I was peeling them off one by one with my fingernails. So just a little tip to make your crafting life a little bit easier for you is doing that with your take your pick tool. Line that one up on my base. That one. How am I going for time now? Am I way over? I feel like I am. Okay, that one there. We're past halfway. And while I was actually tying those bows, I took the time and I grabbed my other layer, and I'm definitely making 10 now instead of 9. So I did that other layer to make sure that I've got 10 of these cards because I do want to keep one for myself. Does anyone ever do that? You're making multiple cards, but you still want to keep one to remind you how you made the card. Okay, that one. The one thing that you've got to remember when you're making these multiple cards is that you've got your card bases unfolding the right way. One of the things that people do is they get so caught up in doing this production line that they end up sometimes sticking this front layer on the wrong way. Sometimes they've got the fold on the wrong side of the card, or they've popped their front layer on upside down. So just be aware of that as you're doing your process to make sure that you've got the card opening from the right side. Or should I say the correct side, because then you'll go from the right side because it does actually open from the right side. So there we have that. All right. So now what's left is to just grab my beautiful basic jewels and grab my take your pick tool with the putty end, hopefully there. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pop a little one right where his eye is, and then I'm just going to randomly pop a couple around on the front. So just like that. So we'll do that with each one. So one right where his eye is, because we want a twinkle in his eye. And then randomly the 3 around. And I always tend to do it in 3s because 3s makes it, it's more pleasing to the eye when you've got your embellishments in 3s. And in like a triangle shape. So the eye, and there. So this is fantastic. I've been able to bring you a video as well as get my swaps done. And pardon the pun, killing 2 birds with the one stone. I don't want to kill a bird. They're super cute. Whoop. I definitely don't want to kill 2 birds with the one stone. I wouldn't want to kill any birds. That one. Oops, I forgot one in his eye. Oh, I forgot one in his eye there too. Forgot to give him the twinkle in his eye. Can't have that now. Got carried away with my 3s. there, there, and there. And last two, there, 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 and there. Now, I do have the inserts for these cards as well. Now, if I'm trying to do 10 cards in 20 minutes, doing the inserts as well will take me way longer than 20 minutes. But I want to show you what I want to do for the insert as well. So I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do some of those beautiful background stamps again, just to bring a little bit of the front to the inside. So I'm going to do that one there that we did. And I'm also going to do these ones. Whoops, that way. There. And there. So I'm just going to do that with all 10. And that way it's just bringing, as I said, some of the front to the inside. So that one. Whoops, a daisy. I always like to, as I said, bring some of the elements from the front of your card to the inside of your card. And these textured stamps are fantastic for doing this because you can just randomly keep stamping. Oops, I nearly. So see, I can even randomly like just keep doing a few different stamps and creating a little bit of texture in that background. And then I will pop these to the insides of my card. And I will have my 10 swap cards done. So thank you very much for hanging in with me and watching this process. I hope I've inspired you a little bit, and please feel free, if you do multiple cards, please tag me. If you're on Facebook, please tag me in a post and let me know that you've actually done 10 cards at once, because I've inspired you to get out and do a multiple stack of cards. This would be great as a gift. We have the gorgeous acetate boxes. You could pop them into an acetate box and you could have a great gift for people as well. So if you're stuck and you're thinking, I want to give someone a gift but they've got it all, a beautiful pack of handmade cards, I'm sure, wouldn't go astray. All right, so now I'm just going to take my Tombow once again, and I'm just going to pop those inserts in. That one. So just like that. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button down in that bottom right-hand corner. And there's a little bell notification there as well. So if you click on that bell notification, that actually will notify you every time I upload a video. So if you've enjoyed this crafting session, you may want to have a bit of a scroll around on my channel and check out all of the other videos that I have done. And depending on when the videos were recorded is whether the product is current product or retired product. But I normally, all of my latest videos, it's always just available product that I use. I don't use retired product. Once it retires, I sell off my retired product and I go again. So if you are absolutely loving this crafting and you might want to join my Wild Heart Crafters team, I would love to have you be a part of my Wild Heart Crafters team. Now, you don't have to do videos like this. Everyone says, oh, I don't want to be a demonstrator. And no matter how you join, we all join the same. So no matter how you join Stampin' Up, we all join the same. It's the same process. It's just what you do with your Stamping Up is what you get out of it. So if you wholly and solely just want to join just for the discount, then by all means, I would love to have you as part of my Wild Heart Crafters team. You need to live in Australia if you want to join my team. But we have an awesome bunch of girls, and I welcome any gentlemen. If there's anyone out there that wants to join that's a male crafter, I would love to have you as part of my Wild Heart Crafters as well. And you get 20% discount straight off the bat when you purchase the starter kit. So you purchase the starter kit, and during the month of June, we have an awesome deal that you don't only get to choose $235 worth of product and only pay $169. You also get a free bundle of your choice out of our brand new catalog. So that's a pretty awesome deal. And there you go. There are my 10 cards using this gorgeous, beautiful birds and branches and comfort and hope stamp set. So hopefully you have enjoyed that. As I said, please feel free to subscribe to my channel if it's the first time you have watched, and turn on that bell notification and hit the like button. If you hit the like button, the thumbs up button, that actually goes onto your playlist. And so if you want to come back to this video and watch this video again, time and time again, then hit that like button and it will turn up in your playlist. So thank you very much. My name is Donna Gray. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. And thank you very much for spending a little bit of time crafting with me today. Until next time, everyone, bye for now.
It doesn't matter where you go, you find a friend who does just what they love and lets it show. One card at a time can really change the way we live. Focused on the sharing and the chance we have.